$5 million became $10 million with a coin toss, just like that. If you haven't watched Mr. Beast Games, you need to watch the Beast Games on Amazon Prime. Absolutely mind-blowing. So I'm sitting at the dining, I'm at my parents' house, my cousins are with me, and I see Beast Games. So I'm like, oh, let's check it out. Let's see what this is about. At the time when we started watching, 4 episodes were out already. Can you believe that we stayed up 4 hours watching? We didn't stop until 2 a.m. because it was just that good. Now, this video, I want to share with you what my business eyes saw. First off, it starts off with, if you haven't watched it, then don't watch this. I'm not going to share like every detail because it's a lot, but just go and watch it. 1,000 podiums for 1,000 contestants. That's the highest number of contestants in a game show, period. And when I saw that, each podium had its own camera, and the cameras in the studio or in the city, because they had to build a city from scratch. And all I could think of was, he must have spent so much money. How did he get the funding? How did he get the sponsorship? But as we continued into the game, I realized that he ran this basically by himself. So I watched his episode, that's Mr. Beast, with CEO Diaries, and he was saying how production companies and these big time companies refused to sponsor this idea because they felt it was too ridiculous. Can you believe that? And they kept telling him no. So he was like, yeah, whatever, I'm just going to do it myself. He's done it himself. It was a success. They spent shitload of money, and now what's he getting? Invitations, requests. They now want to sponsor the next season. It's wild. And what that said to me was, when you have a crazy idea, it's not the fact that it's crazy, it's just you need to do it yourself. Get it done somehow. When you get it done, people see that it's doable, and then they want to belong. And because they now want to belong, you have a myriad of options. You can pick and choose. You're not desperate. You can choose the best. You can make them fight for it. You can make them beg for it. And that's how it should be. You shouldn't have to be groveling at people's feet. But anyway, so he spent a lot of money, and not just so they had $10 million, and in each episode, he still gave away money, right? $100,000, $200,000, $500,000, a Ferrari, an island. I think he gave out, what else did he give out? He gave out loads of stuff, right? And it was a psychological game based on very simple rules. And because the rules were simple, people had to play mind games on each other. That was my favorite part. Also at the game, all I was thinking was, this is a game, okay? Nobody here is your family member. Nobody here is your best friend. Yes, you guys are going to be together in this city for some weeks, but it does not mean that you guys are now best buds. Yes, a friendship can form, but in the end, you have to realize that you're in a game and you are there for a reason. A lot of them had, very emotional stories. Somebody needed to find a cure for his son's illness. Somebody wanted to retire her parents. A lot of them wanted to help their community. They had like very cute projects they were working on that they needed the money for. They wanted to help their family. They were just like very legitimate reasons. And some people were just like, nah, I'm here for the money. I just want to have fun and enjoy myself. Of course, why not? You're allowed. That's the kind of honesty we want, So people were there for different reasons. And some of them, majority of them, were playing the emotional card and the, oh, we're partners. We are, what was the thing that they were saying in that first episode? Trust, yes. So I would say that 70% of the game was based on trust. Whether or not you can trust the person who's meant to make the decision. Whether or not you can trust your team member, because they played most of the games in groups and it has to be an issue of trust. Do you trust me to not take $100,000 and keep 20 of us in the game to win $5,000? That is an insane level of trust. Imagine you go into a game show and you're competing against 1,000 people for $5 million. And in the first round, someone offers you $100,000. And it's like, okay, you can take the $100,000 now and betray 100 people on your row and everybody goes home. 100 people go home, but you take $100,000. I mean, when you think about it, it's like, do I want to continue the stress? Because it was stressful, not just physically. It was more mentally, psychologically stressful than physically stressful. It was just the guys who opted to play for the island that really had to do some physical work, and the people who chose physical endurance and they had to pull a massive truck. That was hard. It was so hard. But to play a game of trust and not take $100,000, that's a huge task. And so they had like mind games like this every episode. It was wild. Like my cousins and I were going crazy. Would you take the money? No, you won't take the money. I'm like, listen, I don't know you from anywhere. This is a game. Why are we getting emotionally attached? That is my stance. Okay, you don't know these guys from anywhere. You're offering me $100,000 that can change my life, and I don't have to fight so hard and continue competing with 999 other people for how many more episodes? I should consider 99 strangers. I'm not your Messiah. I'm not Jesus. I'm Folake, and I'm here for the money. I'm here to win, right? And that was my stance. But a lot of people were like, oh no, we trusted you, and there was just a lot of lying, a lot of psychoanalysis. People were forming cliques and working together to push out other cliques. It was really amazing. But when Mr. Beast was saying how companies didn't want to support his idea, it means that even as big as he is, he had an idea that big companies thought was too ridiculous and they did not want to support him. So it shows that it doesn't matter the level of business you're at. You can have an idea that's so outrageous to some people. To you, it makes total sense. But it's so wild and so out of the box that people don't believe in you. So you just have to say yes to yourself and get it done on the scale that you can afford. Get it done on the scale according to your capacity. Do a pilot program that works, that shows proof of concept. Once you've done that and it's no longer an idea on paper, it's now something real, something done, then people want to support you. Then you get a flooding in of supporters that you can pick and choose. That's better than having to beg or acquiesce or compromise your integrity because you feel that's the only way you can gain success. There are always options, and you have the power to start with yourself and give yourself a chance. So if you haven't watched Mr. Beast Games, you really need to go and watch it. Do your own analysis, play the mind games, make the decisions. If it were you in their shoes, what choices would you make? Would your team members be able to trust you? Would you say no to 500,000? Like, it went as high as 200,000, 300. It was wild, right? And the betrayals, oh gosh, you need to watch it. And then when you look at the city that was built and the extra cash prizes and just the amount of money that he spent on the show, right? If it was your idea, how much were you willing to pour into your idea to make it happen? These are the questions. I'd like to know your answers in the comments. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next video. Bye.